Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here. I'm going to take a minute. I'm out here in the open atmosphere, feeling real good. The breeze is good, but the sun is going behind that cloud. And so I got no other lighting except this natural order right here. So if it happens to be that I'm as dark is dark, so dark that you might want to call me black, just think about how beautiful black is. But what I really want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are still with me, is this. Those of you who have children. Now, to those of you who love your children, I mean, you want to do any and everything possible for your kids. You don't want to do anything to hurt them. You don't want to do anything to overload it so they end up hurting themselves by default. But you want to be there from the time they are a baby coming to the world until the time they pass out. That's the way you want to be. Those of you who love your kids. And those of you who don't have any kids, I know you excited if your parents were blessed enough to do all those same things for you, even though you don't have any kids, but if you were able to experience it. And if you weren't, I hope you're not jealous. I just hope you can feel good for those that did have that experience. Let me tell you, for me, let me use myself as an example. Now, I got kids, man, they're all grown, you can imagine that. But they are young, and they're going through their life just like I have gone through their life, you have gone through their life, and all the rest of us are going through life. But if I look at my kids and I see that they are good kids, wonderful kids, and they don't try to do anything wrong, they just want to live. And I look at them and I see that there's nothing wrong with the desire to just want to live. And then I look at and recognize the obstacles that's before them that they have to hurdle over or go around or be knocked down as they pursue that dream, pursue that life. And as I'm thinking about my kids, ladies and gentlemen, that's just a few. But just think about all of the other kids in the world in the same position, all the other parents in the same position as me. And it's messed up. It hurts. It hurts. We want to cry when we let me give you an example. Now, my daughter just had some work done on her vehicle, right? And she took a chance to sacrifice a little bit because she had to get that thing fixed because she needed it. And you've done that, then you find out that perhaps there's something else, maybe. Well, you don't have to maybe. There is something else. And you haven't had evaluated yet. You don't know what the cost is. But just the idea that now something else is going to call a call of you to be able to present. And you're living in a system that just isn't that free with you. And it causes a lot of pain. It causes a lot of suffering. That's what it does to me. And I'm sure it does the same thing to any parent that is ready and open to help their child or their children. And they got obstacles. I know what that's like. But what blows my mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that while we feel this way, while all of us feel this way, and some of us are thinking, some of us not blind, and we look around us and we see the system that we live under. We see our laws, see our rules and regulations. We see how they are designed to produce exactly what happens in the system. You see how it is designed to make sure that there are those by the millions who's in the same position that we are, you, me, that we are in. That system is designed to do that. Also, that system is designed to make sure that the prisons are overflowing with people of color. The system is designed to do exactly that. So, what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, I know you don't believe that because we have not been taught in such a way that we would understand this. We have been taught that people who are in prison are there because they violated the rules, they violated the regulations, they violated the law. But we never tell you anything about our responsibility as a collective to remove those doors that these people have gone through. They went through them for reasons that we could have dealt with if we wasn't fighting war, if we weren't trying to be so richer than in each and everybody else in not only this country but in the world. If we cared about one another, we wouldn't have to worry about any of that. But we don't. Now, this is the way we've always been. Now, I'm going to tell you this here. As I've mentioned before, when I was growing up as a kid, Jesus Christ was my hero. I never saw anybody that replicated Jesus Christ on this earth growing up. I saw people in church all the time. It didn't mean nothing. They were just as crooked as could be. And as a little boy, I knew that. Why? Because they were nothing compared to Jesus. Jesus cared about folks. These people, our people, all of us, we were just trying to survive, trying to make it from day to day. We didn't have time to think about that other stuff. And we were dumb enough to believe, to trust in those who have asked us to give them our support because they will look out for us. They will speak for us. We can trust them. And hey, we didn't have the time to do it. So why not trust these guys? So we go there and give them our trust. And we could tell in the beginning that it wasn't smooth, but we were still thinking it's better than what we had. And the next thing you know, screwing over everybody is a norm. It's just a norm until you just start wondering what is going on. But then it's been going on all the time. But the time that I want you to focus on is since you've been on earth, since you have been on earth. Now, the only thing that crosses my mind is that either we are crooked, we're so crooked it's a crying shame. We're part of the one that just wants to abuse others, take advantage of others for our own good. Or maybe we are not that greedy, that vicious, but we want to get by. And whatever you're doing is not hurting us that much. And I see what it could be like, and I don't want to have anything to do with that. So I'll accept being right here and be satisfied. That'll be fine for me. And what does that leave? That leaves those that's at the bottom who really don't have a voice as far as they know. I mean, what other voice they gonna get? What other voice are they to hear? Who's gonna tell them something that will liberate them, that will embolden them to do what has to recognize what has got to be done, and to be courageous enough to do it? Where are they gonna get that information from? You got to get that information from the spirit, from the spirit, because ain't no human being gonna tell you. But when that spirit tells you, it's just telling you. It's not telling anybody else. But you've got a blessing. The spirit has entrusted you with a message that you, my friends, by virtue of receiving it, have to deliver it in words and in deeds. Why? Because first of all, you got the answer in words. And second of all, you know the spirit is real because that's how you got the message. So the spirit is working with you. And now is the time, that is the call for us, because it happened to us, what our kids are going through. It happened to our parents and their parents. This has always been, and it's going to always be until some individual and some collective do what has got to be done. Now, I don't feel too bad about this because even though I say Jesus, my hero, I saw a couple of people well, many, I can't name them all, but a couple of them that I know that you know as well. And that was Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and some other people. Now, I've always wanted to include the Kennedy brothers because they were murdered. I don't really know what they were murdered about, but it was happening during the same time. And they had some role in what was happening in change. So by them being murdered, I like to give them credit too. And I also owe Abraham Lincoln. Now, one time I thought Abraham Lincoln was the black man's whatever, deliverer. He was Moses. But I've gotten a chance to be exposed to a little bit more than I had been exposed to, and I'd see that he wasn't a Moses. But he was a lot better than a lot of people were at that time.